Hi everyone, my name's Simon from Sterling Business Coaching, and in this week's Monday's Moment I'm going to share with you a story that I was reminded of today from many years ago when I first set up in business and I learnt on a course that was sponsored and run by NatWest. See you in a moment. Some training earlier today, and it just reminded me sometimes that we forget the stories behind the message and the purpose that we have. And I'm a big fan of Simon Sinek's book Start With The Why, but in today's training I was sort of taken back to a time when I'd just set up in business with a partner and a friend of mine, and I'd just given up my first real good paid job. I'd got a great salary, I just got married, I'd got a house, I'd got a company car, and it was a great position. And suddenly I decided with my business partner to go off on this venture and set up in business and work for myself. And as part of this new business, we set up a business account with NatWest, and NatWest sent me on a business course, and I sat around this huge table. There were about 12 or 15 of us on this residential course that was run by NatWest, and I think it was sponsored by Shell, and we all went round and introduced ourselves and gave a bit of an idea of why we were there. And I was a newbie. Some of these guys have been in business for quite some time, but as they went round the table, I heard businesses talk about working 120 hours a week. One guy had had a business for 10 years and never taken more than a week's holiday. And I just heard all these horror stories about these people who were in business quite some time. And there I was as a newbie, and I was thinking these people have got really bad jobs. They've got worse working conditions and a worse life balance than I had coming from employment. And I was really terrified that I was sat there thinking, what on earth have I done, leaping from a safe, secure job, just got married, into this horrible thing that now was self-employment that meant I'd have no time, no money, no holidays. So yeah, I really wasn't best pleased. But in that moment, it changed how I felt I was going to do business. And I was determined there and then that I was not going to be like them. I wasn't going to work all those hours. I was going to get that work-life balance that I needed. So sometimes we forget to share the stories behind why we do what we do. So when I set off in business, I was so determined to get the help and support that I needed to be able to do that. And that's why I took on my first ever coach, and I've had a coach ever since. But the idea of this Monday's Moments is I want you to think about stories that perhaps you don't share and don't tell anymore. And sometimes we come up with these messages and these statements, but we forget the stories that are behind them. And we understand the message, we understand the statement that we give because we have the story. But those that are listening to the message might not connect with it so emotionally because they haven't heard the story. So take just a moment today and think about the stories that you need to share. So this is Simon at Sterling Business Coaching, sharing one of my Monday's Moments, and I hope that it inspires you to share more of your moments, more of your stories with other people. And if there's anything in this very brief video that has made you think and you'd love to have a chat with me, just a 15 to 30 minute chat, just tell me more about your business and perhaps ask me just one thing that you have as a burning question, then just go to www.chatwithsimon.online. See you in the next Monday's Moment. Thanks and bye for now.